I'm sure you guys talked a lot. I was out last week, but I'm sure you talked about why they're going after their giants in this way.
Well, I do think that this is, again, a belief that the billionaires must be stopped. The creation of great wealth is not right for the communists, and that American companies that are investing may be making mistakes. David, I don't think they want us there. They used to.
Well, I don't know.
They want our capital, but they don't want us to be powerful.
Yeah, it's an interesting division. I mean, listen, you have Chinese companies that obviously made a habit of coming public here for obvious reasons. Our deep capital markets, right. The ability to attract global capital, not just capital that's really domestic, which is still largely the case with many of the listings that would take place either in Shanghai or even Hong Kong. But, you know, in the case of a ByteDance, for example, which heard these regulations coming and sort of said, we're not going to move, they don't need capital as much, do they, Jim?
No, they
As
don't.
opposed to a DD,
TikTok.
right? They're not, I mean, ByteDance is making money. And so they can use their growth, they can use their own cash flow to finance their own growth, which is enormous. And don't forget, there was a time we were talking about the U.S. government closing down TikTok, which, of course, is their key business.
But remember when General Atlantic was putting that deal together?
Sure.
It made so much sense. And remember, Oracle was involved. And I just think that the Chinese government, President Xi, has made a point, which President Biden has not addressed, of, look, we are willing to ruin your own deals. I mean, you can go buy Didi, and then we're just going to hurt you. And nothing happens. I mean, it's like, okay, well, that's just the stock market. This president is uniquely not involved with the stock market. I think that what happened was a travesty. A giant deal that's immediately shot down. We don't know anything. We don't know the roles of the brokers. We don't know the roles of the principals. We don't know the roles of the investors. Someone was told that if you do this deal, we're going to crack down. But we didn't know what crackdown meant.
Well, it's not clear that it got fully to the underwriters, and they understand exactly what the risk was. They certainly didn't amend the filing to show that there was perhaps concern from the cyber regulation front in China.
But that's a canard.
Yeah.
There is no agency here that's keeping track. We're hopeless. We don't keep track because it doesn't make any sense. What do we keep track of?
We're going to talk a lot about tech regulation in China, here in this country, the executive orders out of the White House, FTC, Amazon. But does that matter when you've got a reflation trade that is weakening the way it is?
Look, I think that everything is going Powell's way. And people keep talking about a high GDP. I don't care. I mean, the only thing that is not working for Powell is, and we don't talk about this enough, is the non-vaccination of areas that are major industrial areas, so that there will be absency. The absentees have really hurt the inflation
You mean
story.
Globally, or, for example, there's
country.
a big piece in the Kansas City Star today about Missouri, lowest adult vaccination rate in the country, now the second highest growth in new cases. Is that what you mean by sort of pivot points that are under pressure from COVID going to affect the rest of the economy?
These are right-to-work states where a lot of industrial activity, including Missouri particularly, is brought to, and you're going to see absences, and once again, you're going to see company. This is all supply chain.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.